Forgiveness is trusting that the person that harmed you did exactly what they were meant to do. This can be a hard pill to swallow when we feel so wronged and so hurt by somebody. But what I have learned and come to experience is that by me holding on to resentment or anger towards somebody, I am the only one that is hurting myself. I am the one who is not allowing myself to move forward. And I am the one who then is stuck in a victim mentality. Not forgiving that person is only hurting me. And it can also be hurting them, but I am the only one that feels the hurt and the anger and the resentment living within my body. What I have learned through maturity and through so much healing and so much forgiveness work is to come to terms with accepting and making peace with the fact that that person that I'm so angry at, they acted and said and showed up and behaved in a way that they were meant to. There were situations with relationships where they walked away or they betrayed me or they chose somebody else. And in the moment, I was so hurt. I was so upset by this. But if I can look back in hindsight, I am so grateful and so happy that that person chose to not be with me. I am so happy that that person was not attracted to me. I'm so happy that that person ghosted me, rejected me. I am so happy that it did not work out with those people, because if it was up to my will and what I felt I desired and I really wanted, it would have been to end up with somebody who was not right for me. I would have settled, and I wouldn't have even thought I was settling. It just genuinely was what I thought I really wanted. But if they had acted in a more kind, loving way, the way that I wish that they acted, and if I got the closure I wish that I got, I would have then been more open to the possibility of getting in a relationship again with that person. The fact that they acted the way that they needed to act is the fact that sets me free. It brings me peace when I can come to terms with knowing that they acted in those ways that I thought at the time were so horrible and that I could not forgive them. But that was exactly how they needed to act, because if not, I would have gotten back with them, or I would have allowed them back into my life, or I would have had a different kind of relationship with them now. So are there some people right now that you feel like you are not able to forgive? You're holding on to so much resentment and anger, and maybe they have betrayed you. They left you. They don't want you anymore. They chose somebody else, whatever. And it feels really heartbreaking. It feels really painful. Can you shift your perspective and look at it differently? Trusting that you were led, in fact, to this video. Maybe your prayer or your willingness was to forgive, to stop holding on to this anger and resentment because you want to be free. So you've been led here, you've been guided here. This is your moment to set the intention to forgive and to release and to change your perspective on how this person acted or behaved. Can you take it another level and come back to trusting your own higher power, that your own higher power has got your back, that they were actually working through the other person to not be attracted to you, to leave you, to cheat on you, whatever horrible thing that they did? Can you trust that it was your higher power working behind the scenes so that their behavior became repulsive to you, so that you no longer want to be with them? Because if it was up to your own will or your own desires, you would have stayed with that person, and they weren't the right fit for you. And maybe you already know this. Maybe you're already in that new relationship, or maybe you're single calling in that relationship. You will look back in hindsight and really have so much gratitude and appreciation for that person acting and behaving the way that they did, and knowing that it was meant to be that way, and really being thankful and grateful right now in this moment that it didn't go your way, it didn't go as planned, and that it went exactly how it was meant to. That would be the energy of acceptance right now. Accepting that the situation and the experience happened exactly the way that it was meant to. There was also nothing that you did wrong or that you did bad that caused that person to react in a certain way. When you can trust the timing of it all, you can trust how it all unfolded, you can then trust that there's nothing that you need to go back and change or do. Maybe you do need to make amends with certain people. Maybe you need to clean up your side of the street or own or take accountability or responsibility for some actions that were not the best on your part. But even those actions, you still acted and behaved and did exactly what you needed to do and what you were led and what you were guided to do. As you are forgiving somebody else, you are giving them that same grace that you would expect or want from somebody else when you were doing your best or whatever you were led or guided to do. So take a moment right now to really release any regret, any shame, or any wishing that the past went differently. The past happened exactly as the past happened. What you can do now is shift your perspective on it. You can make amends around it, or you can go ahead and forgive and release some people. But what we'll finish this message off with today is that it all comes back to trusting your higher power, whatever that means to you, trusting that your higher power was working through them, your higher power was working through you, and it always is helping you to get to where it is that you want to go. Sometimes it's going to really feel the opposite, but it's because we don't always have the courage and the confidence or the trust to release and let go of things when we are asked to. And so sometimes the rug gets pulled under us and it can feel so painful. But just know this is all serving and supporting you to get to where you really want to be so that you can be living in your most authentic version of yourself, the way that your higher power has designed for you. So I hope that this really benefited you and has brought you some peace and some clarity around forgiving somebody. If you are called to taking my courses or to working with me privately, send me a message on Instagram at Onalee Markham, or go ahead and go to the link below in the show notes and see if maybe my free meditations are what you're wanting, one of my master classes that are recorded or upcoming, or the Coming Home, my 3-week self-love course, whatever that may be. Go ahead and check that out. And I look so forward to recording more videos for you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and that you can call on the confidence and the courage to forgive the past, forgive the other person, and start to really trust